A new era of COC women's basketball starts tonight as the Cougars open up their 2022-23 season against the Chaffey College Panthers. Hi everybody, I'm Matt Robinson. Happy to have you along with us as always here on the Cougar Sports Network. Well, as we said, it's a new era in COC women's basketball. For the first time in 30 years, Greg Herrick is not behind the bench as the head coach of the Cougars. Coach Herrick retired in the offseason, finished his career with 611 wins, 16 Western States Conference South titles, and 24 postseason appearances. So it'll be a new bench boss this year, and for the first time, it'll be a familiar face behind the bench, but somebody that we weren't quite expecting to be the head coach at the start of the year. It's actually going to be Coach John Wismath, excuse me, the head coach of the women's softball team here at College of the Canyons, taking over for Greg Herrick. Wismath has some big shoes to fill, like we said, 611 wins out the door in Coach Herrick. But you know what? Wismath, if there's anybody who was up to it, it would be Coach John Wismath. He's one of those guys that players love to play for. He's very energetic, a lot of positive energy. He's going to ask a lot of his team on both sides of the floor. We've seen it with the softball team, asks a lot of his softball ladies on both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively. We'll assure the same here. A lot of energy coming from Coach Wismath. He's very energetic. He's one of the nicest guys you'll meet off the floor as well. So just an all-around good guy and an interesting hire for COC. They thought they had the candidate in place to take over. Things change. Late addition, John Wismath comes in, takes over. He is now the head coach of the COC women's basketball team, so pulling double duty. We'll see how that works as the softball season starts to heat up here towards January, February, right as basketball season gets towards the nitty-gritty and playoff time. For Coach Wismath, good news for him. He's got a few returners coming back, a couple of really good players in Lulu Saloom and Monique Faye-Bless, both part of that 2021-22 squad that got to the playoffs for COC, went 20-8. Saloom was the leading scorer for COC last year. She was excellent on the offensive side. 22 games with 10 or more points, 6 games with 20 or more points. She had 24 games with 10 or more rebounds, and she had 19 total double-doubles. Faye-Bless was a pretty good guard, was kind of the two-guard last year, really used as a shooter, and this year she'll be asked to maybe handle the ball a little bit more. Monique, pretty good player as well. 23 games with 10 or more points. She averaged 35 minutes and 14 points. So those two combined should be a good addition for, or good return for COC. You add Natalie Satamian coming back. You've also got Jasmine Washington and Nasasha Sergic all coming back. So some returners there and some depth for COC as well. The question is how much depth. A couple of sophomore players coming in. April Towson and Amaya Robinson, both coming from Aurora University. They didn't play a lot last year for Aurora University, but still sophomore depth, college experience at the NAIA level, now coming to the 3C2A. So should be nice for them to have some college experience on the bench and on the floor as well with those two young ladies coming in. For the Chaffey Panthers, it's been a rough start to the season. 0-3 to start their year. 2 losses of over 20 points to Imperial Valley and Napa Valley. And they've got a new head coach as well. Kendall Riza taking over her first season as the head coach. Tasha Burnett out after 7 seasons. So Riza takes over, previously coached at College of the Desert. Not really sure what she's going to have on the offensive or the defensive side. Is this a very young team? 10 of their 11 players are freshmen this year. And when you look at who's on the floor right now, just 7 ladies on the floor. So the bench, it was a little bit deeper when we looked at it before the game. 11 players, but just 7, so they're missing a few coming into today. So you kind of have the questions if you're Chaffey. Is the youth going to be able to figure it out and get some wins for the Panthers? What are they going to do? They finished 15-12 last season, 8-4 in the Inland Empire Athletic Conference. Good enough for 3rd behind Mount San Jacinto and Victor Valley. Trying to turn those things around. The only sophomore on their team, Grace Estrada, she averaged 9.7 per game last year. So a lot of youth for Citrus coming in to the season. 0-3 already on the year, trying to find their first win. Last time these two teams met back in 2016 in December, the Panthers shot 35.7% from the floor, just 23.5% from 3, but were able to pick up the win. Despite 26 turnovers, the Cougars had 4 triples each from Marina Rojas and Giselle Sanchez, both over 15 points a loss, but the Cougars came out on the back end. So Chaffey trying to repeat that. Cougars trying to start the John Wismath era off with a W. We'll have the opening tip when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
The future is yours, so let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit, 0 textbook cost class options, and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Welcome back into the Cougar Cage as we get set and ready to go. Chaffey and College of the Canyons here on a Tuesday night, a rainy Tuesday in Southern California, a very rare rainy Tuesday in Southern California, but rainy nonetheless, as we are just about ready to get underway. Starting 5 for Chaffey, Monique Lightfoot getting the start at guard, the 5'11 freshman out of Corona. Then Alyssa Gutierrez at guard, the 5'8 freshman out of Ontario. Brianna Martinez, a 5'5 freshman out of Rancho Cucamonga at the other guard. Megan Cooper, forward at 5'8 out of Rancho Cucamonga, another freshman. And then Grace Estrada, the sophomore forward, or I think guard forward split, 5'6 out of Yucaipa, California, will start for Chaffey. Chaffey gets a couple of free throws to open up here. Must have been a issue for COC to start. Not sure why Chaffey got a couple of free throws, but they did. And we will get ready to go. COC Monique Faiblesse, the sophomore guard out of Santa Clarita, 5'7". April Towson, sophomore guard out of Tempe, Arizona. Natalie Satamian, a 5'5 guard out of Granada Hills, also a sophomore. Lulu Saloom and Amaya Robinson, the sophomore, 6 foot and 5'10 out of Santa Clarita and Highlands Ranch. As we are underway, COC with the ball to start after a couple of free throws missed after, I think, a technical foul before the game on COC against COC that actually put Chaffey at the line. As this one played out off of the hands of Chaffey, and the Cougars will go back to work. Cougars in those white uniforms with blue shoulders, yellow stripe across the front that says COC. Chaffey in all black with the red numbers. Attacking the goal to our right is Saloom will bring it in bounds. Towson picks it up, gets it back to Saloom. A little pop and stop jumper, no good. Rebound picked up by Robinson on the inside, does not fall. And Chaffey gets a rebound, so the Cougars empty on their first offensive possession of the ball game. Not able to put one in as the Panthers recover and come back the other way. Just underway if you're just joining us. COC and Chaffey, season opener for the Cougars here at the Cougar Cage. The first game in John Wismath's head coaching career as the women's basketball coach. Not his first game, though, as a head coach here for College of the Canyons, as you know. We said in the pregame show, Wismath, the head softball coach, as the Cougars get a jumper from Monique Faiblesse. The first bucket of the season for COC goes to their sophomore out of Santa Clarita, California. Faiblesse averaged 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists last year. Shot 43% from the field. Did have a little bit of a turnover problem, 2.9 turnovers per game. As a drive that time from Estrada, the ball goes up and over the backboard, and it'll be COC basketball. So the Cougars with a 2-0 lead here early on. Just underway if you're just joining us here from the Cougar Cage. Faiblesse stops. Wants to get it inside to Saloom, who catches in the restricted area, kicks it out. Satamian a three-pointer, short off the front of the rim. Rebound to Saloom, put back no good. Robinson picks it up, no good. Tried to go back up with it, had it knocked out of her hands. And Chaffey going back the other direction. So the Cougars doing a good job on the boards, just have not been able to get the putbacks. Is this the first game of the year? There's Lightfoot trying to drive, gets tied up in the middle, ball stolen away by COC. Amaya Robinson running the floor back the other direction, gets around Estrada, puts it off the backboard and in. And the Cougars with a 4-0 advantage here early on. So Estrada a bucket, Faiblesse a bucket, and a 4-0 lead for COC here in the first quarter. Little jumper from the edge, no good from Cooper. Missed everything. Faiblesse back the other way up the floor for COC. Got it to Robinson, drives right to the basket. Score it, and the foul. Amaya Robinson driving and putting it in. She's got 4 and a chance to make it a 3-point play and a 7-0 COC run. So Robinson at the line, knocks down her first foul shot of the year, and it's a 7-0 run for COC. Good start for the Cougars. Exactly what Coach Wismath would have wanted in his first matchup, and he gets it here. 3-pointer on the way, good. Alyssa Gutierrez from the corner. A nice shot, and Chaffey on the board. Cougars trying to go to work on the offensive side. Fabless kicks it out. Towson 3, short, off the front of the rim. Cougars, though, able to get the offensive board. Still working on the offensive side. Saloom trying to drive. Slips the defender. There's a little bit of confusion from Chaffey that time. And Saloom just walks right in and has her first bucket of the 2022-23 season. And the Cougars on a 9-3 run to open up here early on. Panthers going to work on the offensive side. AV into the game for the first time. She gets it back to Estrada, who knocks down a jumper from about 12. So Estrada, the sophomore, who averaged almost 10 a game last year, only shot 21% from the floor. Has a couple of buckets here early on as a foul called on Chaffey, and Fabless will not get to the line. I thought they were going to say it was a shooting foul. Instead, it's the foul on the floor. Goes against Brianna Martinez, her first. Cougars with a 9-5 lead here early on. Saloom wanted to drive. Instead, we'll kick it back. Towson steps into a 3, and she knocks it down. April Towson gets her first bucket as a Cougar. And so far, the sophomore crew on the floor doing a nice job with a 12-5 advantage for COC. Martinez stops and pops from just inside the three-point line. No good. Rebound found its way to Fabless. She'll work it back up the floor. Wants to stop and drive with the left hand. Going to the rack. Throws it up off the front of the rim. No good. Martinez picks up the rebound. And Chaffey trying to work back the other way. Martinez will send it over to Estrada. She wants to work it inside. Lightfoot gives it back to Estrada, who wanted to drive. Stops near the elbow. Cougars right on top of her. Throws it back towards Martinez, who will have to pick it up near the timeline. Wants to work in from there. Just 6 to shoot. Stops at the three-point line. Instead kicks it off to Estrada. She'll step into a deep 3. And she's got it with 1 left on the shot clock. Good shot for Estrada. And Chaffey closes the gap down to 4. It's 12-8 Cougars. Towson bringing it up the floor. She'll get it over to Fabless. Guarded out high by Martinez, over to Towson in the corner. Estrada right on her. She drives baseline, kicks it back. Saloom at the elbow. Little stutter step off the glass. Good. Nice shot from Saloom. Little stop and pop. And Lulu Saloom, she looks like she's picked up a little bit of a dribble this offseason. Last year, that was kind of one of the knocks against her a little bit at times, was she wouldn't dribble the ball. She'd kind of just catch, turn, and go. But that time, little stutter step, put it on the floor, got herself into a good position and made a nice little shot. On the other side, Megan Cooper, her first bucket. The Panthers staying right with the Cougars, trailing by 4 after a 9-3 run to open the game, a 7-0 run for COC. But the Panthers have found their stroke a little bit here. As the Cougars get one on the offensive side. As Canyons continues to work well on the offensive side, now trying to get a strop as Estrada drives past Towson and puts it in. And so we trade buckets on both sides as we continue to run the floor. Cougars right back down. Saloom puts it in. Timeout on the floor by Chaffey. 6-point lead for COC will step aside. 3:47 to go here in the first half. Cougars with an 18-12 advantage. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now. Canyons with an 18-12 advantage. Midway through this first quarter. Decent start for COC. Panthers will go back to work on the offensive side. Trailing by 6. Martinez driving, gets up with the left hand and lays it in around the Canyons defense. It's Jasmine Washington into the game for the first time today for COC. Checking in as well, Hannah Tolentino for the Cougars as they leave Fabless, Saloom, and Towson on the floor. Cougars don't get a bucket that time, so it's a 4-point game. Chaffey going to work on the offensive side. Ball swatted out of play. Good defense by COC. Chaffey brings it back into play. Cooper, little left-handed hook, doesn't go. Canyons will go back the other direction. Towson will bring it up the floor for COC. Working into the front court, we'll send it over to Tolentino. Down over to Towson, drives baseline. Instead backs it off. Up top, Tolentino. Kicks it out, Washington. Deep shot on the way, no good off the front of the rim. The Panthers work back the other way, trying to get it to a one-possession game. Cougars lead by 4. Gutierrez wanted to drive, got it back to Estrada. Estrada working with the left hand, trying to get around Saloom, puts one up, gonna get a foul and get herself to the line. Saloom gonna be called for the foul. First foul against Saloom. As Estrada to the line, makes the first. Estrada this year, 57.9 from the foul line. Second is no good, so she splits them. One possession game. Chaffey had the rebound. Cougars come away with it, though, as they get a steal. Towson able to find the outlet off the floor. The Cougars work up the court. Washington wants to go baseline. Lost it, got it back. Tolentino, a deep shot, no good. Saloom able to get the rebound, draws the foul, and will get himself to the line. So Saloom with some good work inside. So Saloom will go to the line. Lulu last year, from the foul line, 69.8%, knocks down the first, makes it a 4-point game. Second is good as well. Beyonce Alvarez checks into the game to take over for Gutierrez. So the Cougars back with a 5-point advantage. Here's Estrada working one-on-one against Towson. Has some screen help, wants to dump it off on the pick and roll. They got it inside, but Avey wasn't able to put it in. Offensive board for the Panthers, and then off the glass, Megan Cooper drops it in. Chaffey back within 3. So early on, first quarter, 1:30 to go. Early on in the ballgame, we should say, late in the first quarter. Here's Fabless. Now to Towson. Washington at the block. Wanted to spin underneath, had it swatted away, kept it in play, got it to Saloom. Saloom got run into, got it back to Washington. She'll put up a 3 with 10 to shoot. Off the front side of the rim from the far side of the floor, no good. And Chaffey back the other way, trying to make it a 1-point game at the very least, or get it back to even. As they trail by 3. Here's Martinez driving. Challenged by Saloom, didn't get anything as Saloom was there to alter the shot. And the Cougars back the other way. Towson into the front court, will send it inside. Fabless. Offensive foul going to be called on Fabless as Rita Avey does a nice job. Gets her feet set, stays outside the restricted area. And that's the first foul on Fabless. So 3-point game. As Chaffey to work on the offensive side. Estrada in the corner. Tratai, no good. Off the back of the iron, too strong. Towson outlet up the floor the other way. Tolentino on a breakaway lays it in. And the Cougars back with a 5-point advantage. 33 seconds to go in the first half. Good outlet that time by Towson to find Tolentino ahead as the freshman out of Los Angeles, St. Genevieve High School, gets her first bucket of the day. Cougars leading 22-17. Couple second difference between the game clock and the shot clock here. It's Chaffey to work on the offensive side. Avey, little elbow jumper, no good. Shot clock off. Offensive board there for Cooper. Foul going to be called against COC. Went against Washington. Sends Cooper to the line, 45% from the line this year, knocks down the first. Second is no good. Saloom gets the rebound, wants to rush it ahead with 3 to go. Drives to the corner, gets it to Faiblesse, puts one up before the end of the first quarter, doesn't get it to fall. And that's how we will end the first quarter. 22-18, COC out in front. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub? Or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Canyons a 22-18 advantage over Chaffey after the first quarter. As we go to second quarter action, the Panthers will start with the ball here from the Cougar cage. Season opener for COC, home opener for the Cougars. The first game in John Wismath's head coaching tenure as the women's basketball coach. Off to a decent start for the Cougars as we go back to work. Panthers with the basketball, working into the front court. Estrada with the ball. Wanted to delay it off to Martinez. Instead, will keep it. She's guarded by Satamian. Tried to drive against her. Kicked it off into the corner. Cooper wants to throw it down low. Lightfoot was there along with Gutierrez. And a turnover called against Chaffey. So the Cougars, good defense that time as they get a nice little stop, and they'll go to work on the offensive side. Deep jumper, no good. Hit off the wiring above the bucket, so it'll be Chaffey basketball. Cougars 9 of 23 in the first, shooting 39%. Chaffey 7 of 17 in the first, shooting 41%, but the Cougars out in front. Saloom with 8 leading the way for COC. Estrada with 8 leading the way for Chaffey. So here's Estrada trying to drive. Guarded by Satamian, throws up a wild shot that doesn't fall. And an offensive foul going to be called against Monique Lightfoot as she came over the back of one of the Cougars. I think it was Saloom underneath in good inside position. So Lightfoot will pick up her first. And the Cougars will go back to work on the offensive side. Here's Faiblesse. Just 2 to start, made the opening bucket of the game, hasn't made a bucket since, but Cougars out in front, and I'm sure she'll get going at some point here. Working one-on-one against Gutierrez. Stops it up, gets it inside to Washington. They work it around into the corner to Saloom. Thought about a 3, instead will put it on the floor. Good drive from Lulu that time. Just didn't get it to fall. Picked up the rebound as she went over the top of Faiblesse. And a turnover called against Chaffey. So the Cougars 9 of 23 in the first, shooting 39%. Chaffey 7 of 17 in the first, shooting 41% And then a late reset, so the Cougars will inbound from underneath the basket. Saloom just very good around the bucket. Already 10 rebounds in the ball game, 8 and 10 so far today. So on the path for a double-double to start the season. And sometimes she gets very focused on that ball, and that's why she's able to pick up those rebounds and sometimes runs over her own teammates, like we saw that time with Fables. Got another rebound. Good pass from Satamian right back into Saloom. And Saloom with a double-double in the first half. 10 and 10. Timeout on the floor called by Chaffey. We'll take the break as well. COC with a 24-18 advantage here in the first. So the Cougars 24-18 is Chaffey back with the basketball, going to work on the offensive side as we come back into the Cougar cage. Satamian able to strip Estrada, but it could not keep the ball in place. The Panthers will keep control of the basketball. Kendo Reza was up off the bench hollering at the Panthers that time as they worked into their offensive set, and immediately makes a sub, takes out Lightfoot and brings in Avey. This was the best rotation for Chaffey in that first quarter. Cougars leading by 6. Jumper short from Avey, hit the end line, so the Cougars will get the ball back. So COC leading 24-18. Need to get somebody back to pick up the inbound play from Fables here. As Tolentino running back, and Fables will bring it up the floor. Cougars, Fables, Satamian, Washington, Tolentino, and Saloom on the floor. Saloom driving, offensive foul going to be called against Saloom. Rita Avey, another charge drawn. That's going to be the second foul on Saloom with 7:54 to go here in the first half. Coach Wismath going to keep her on the floor. Saloom with 2, the only player with 2 on either side. For Chaffey, Estrada, Gutierrez, Martinez, Avey, and Cooper out on the floor. Cooper will send it far side. Gutierrez thought about a 3. Now we'll put it on the floor against Satamian. Drives, and she's going to be called for a travel. Satamian staying right with her that time. Washington came over for the extra help and forced the travel. Good job by the Cougars defensively as they rotate around team-wise and able to draw the turnover against the Panthers. Tolentino, a little stop and pop is good from about 18. Tolentino now with 4 points. The Cougars have stretched the lead back to 8. Another turnover by the Panthers. Cougars will get their starters back on the floor in both Towson and Robinson. They'll get Fables and Saloom off the floor. So they'll get a nice spell. Saloom already in double digits, both with points and rebounds. 10 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double to start the season for Lulu. The Cougars with an 8-point advantage. And they go back to work offensively. Tolentino throws it down into the corner. Towson working against Cooper. Swings it near side. Satamian, little shoulder fake. Got it to Tolentino. Puts up a deep 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Inside position for Gutierrez, who will pull down the board. And Chaffey back the other way. Martinez driving, blocked at the basket. Good job by Tolentino to stay right with her. Towson will pick the basketball up, work it back the other way for the Cougars. Corner 3, Satamian, too strong. Rebound, Robinson on the offensive side for COC. Got it to Washington. Tolentino back to Satamian, wants to drive into the paint, throws it off the glass with the left hand, no good. was halfway down the cylinder and rolled its way out. So it stays an 8-point advantage. But so far, if you're COC, you gotta like what you see if you're John Wismath. Cougars have shown some good pace early on and some solid defense. Leading so far by 8. Get a little lost this time. Martinez puts up a 3, too strong, off the heel of the rim. Robinson and Satamian both up for the rebound. Robinson comes down with it. That'll be her 4th board. And Towson will walk it up the floor. So the Cougars going to slow things up a little bit here. Robinson wide open for 3. Instead will drive, kicks it out. Washington, deep 2 doesn't fall. Chaffey will let it fall out of play, and the Cougars empty once again on the offensive side. Not a lot of complaints, though, if you're COC. Pretty solid start for the Cougars as they lead by 8. Make it 6 as the Panthers get back down to the offensive side and put one in. Satamian working the point this time. We'll send it over to Towson. Washington at the top of the key. Back to Satamian. 24-footer, no good. Got her own rebound. Put it back up. Didn't fall. Tip rebound goes off of COC, and it'll be Chaffey basketball. Robinson tried to swat it down to Tolentino and couldn't get it to her. So it stays a 6-point COC advantage, 26-20. 5:05 to go here in the first half. Cougars have led the whole way so far, opened on a 7-0 run, and have been able to keep the lead throughout. Here's Martinez. 22-footer, no good, too strong. Tip rebound comes right back out to her. Robinson was just trying to poke it out to Towson, and instead poked it out to where Martinez was. Martinez will send it to Gutierrez. Drops it off for Estrada, who will work it to the middle of the floor. Now Martinez, little fake, drives, kicks out. Estrada standing beyond the 3-point line, wanting to get it to inside. They did get it that time to Lightfoot. She wanted to kick it back out, taken away by Tolentino. 2-on-1 for the Cougars back the other way. Tolentino drives, lays it off the glass with the right hand and puts it in. Tolentino with a nice little drive and a bucket there. She's now got 6. The Cougars back up by 8, 4:15 to go here in the first. Here's Martinez back to work offensively for Chaffey. Inside to Cooper. Cooper is actually outside the 3-point line. Now we'll get it back to Estrada, puts up a 3 and knocks it down. So Estrada from 22, good. And it's a 5-point lead for COC, 28-23, under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Towson will work it over to Tolentino. Inside, Robinson works it back outside to Towson. Puts up a deep 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Went off the back of the backboard, kept in play by Chaffey, but never reestablishing herself was Cooper. And it's COC basketball as Tolentino will come off the floor. Washington will come off as well as Fabless and Saloon back on for the final run of 3:40 for COC. Fabless didn't get it to fall. Saloon, though, with the board. Kicked out to Towson, 3, no good. Robinson able to come up and get a rebound. It's Fabless back to work. She'll step into a 3, no good. Cougars have not shot well from the 3-point line. Hasn't hurt them, though, as they still lead by 5. Fabless will slow things up. Cougars so far 1 of 13 from beyond. Satamian will try and make it 2 of 14, no good. Robinson was there for the rebound, had it knocked out of her hands. Draws a jump ball. Possession arrow with COC. So it'll stay with the Cougars. Cougars just 1 of 14 from 3. It has been a rough start from downtown. The good news is they have a 5-point lead. At some point, you gotta think the 3-pointers will start to fall. As Robinson catches inside, puts it off the glass, no good. Rebound goes off of Canyons and out. So it'll go back to Chaffey. 5-point Cougar advantage, 28-23. Martinez swings it to Cooper, kicks it out. Estrada beyond the three-point line on the wing. Back inside to Cooper at the block. Blocked by Robinson as she worked into the paint. And Saloom back the other way for COC. Saloom wanted to drop it off to Satamian, got it to her on second effort. Satamian now drives, score it, and the foul for Satamian. Natalie Satamian with a nice drive. Saloom, who was a guard in high school, we didn't see her dribble a lot last year, has really shown the dribble back. She's listed as a forward, but has started to work the ball, and that's a good sign for COC, as she can open things up, as you saw right there, dumped it off to Satamian, who then was able to drive and put it in. Satamian misses on the three. Back the other way comes Chaffey. 30-23, a 7-point advantage for the Cougars. Really got a takeaway, instead picked up by Chaffey as Martinez works it back into the front court. And now a takeaway from Faiblesse as she just steals it right out of Martinez's hands. And the Cougars back to work offensively, 2:03 to go. Satamian down low, Robinson drives baseline, tried to lean back and put it off the glass, didn't get it to go, got her own rebound, didn't get it to go a second time. And the Panthers trying to go back the other way. Rebound by Saloom off the miss. Outlet pass ahead to Robinson from Towson. At the block, had it knocked out of her hands. Now a tie-up underneath. Chaffey possession. So it'll be Panthers basketball. Lightfoot back in the game, trying to drive against Saloom. Put it high off the board, no good. Faiblesse able to pick up the rebound. Canyons leading by 7, back to work. Towson kicks it off, Satamian three, no good. Towson with the board. Wanted to throw it off the glass with the right hand. Drew the foul, and I think should get to the line here. Foul gonna go against Gutierrez. And so Towson to the line for the first time. Cougars awful so far from three, just 1 of 16, shooting just 29% from the field, 13 of 44. But they've had a lot of opportunities, and you think first game jitters maybe a little bit if they clean things up. Certainly like the pace so far. As Towson makes the first of 2, she's now got 4. She's got the only three-pointer in the ballgame for COC. Satamian 0 for 6 from downtown as Towson knocks down both foul shots. The Cougars back with a 9-point advantage. 1:02 to go here in the first half. Gutierrez off the floor. Beyonce Alvarez back on. So the Panthers go to work offensively. Good pass inside. Estrada was wide open, missed it. Got her own rebound. Kicked it back out. Martinez a three, no good. Ball loose. Cooper a chance underneath, no good. Saloom able to pull down the rebound. And with 30 seconds to go, the Cougars will work on the offensive side. Faiblesse, Satamian in the corner, wanting to work it inside to Robinson. Poked right back out to Satamian. Drives off the glass with the right hand is good. COC a 34-23 advantage. 13 to go. Shot clock is off. Martinez will play for the last shot here for Chaffey. Spinning, stopping up, throws it out to Cooper. Now back over to Alvarez. Now to Martinez. Just 1 to shoot. Puts up a deep 3. No good. But a good start to the first game of the season. The first game for John Wismath as the head coach. COC with a 34-23 advantage. We'll take a timeout. Come back, we'll recap the first half, get you ready for the second half here on the Cougar Sports Network. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
The future is yours. So let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
If our turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free, filler-free, and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's. Premium meat makes a sub above.
The future is yours, so let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit, 0 textbook cost class options, and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
So a solid start to the John Wismath era for COC, a 34-23 lead at halftime as we get ready for second half action here from the Cougar cage. Looking at the numbers for each side, the Cougars 14 of 45, 31% from the floor. Chaffey 9 of 29, 31% from the floor as well. Chaffey 3 of 8 from 3. The Cougars just 1 of 16 from 3, but have made 5 of 6 foul shots. They've out-rebounded Chaffey 34-20 in the ball game, including 17 offensive rebounds to just 6 for the Panthers. The Cougars just 8 points off of turnovers in the ball game compared to 2 for Chaffey. Cougars done a good job keeping control of the basketball. Just 1 turnover so far in the ball game. They've had 6 steals and 3 blocks as well, with 18 points in the paint and 8 second chance points, just 8 and 1 for the Panthers. Look at the scoring so far in the game individually. Lulu Saloom with 10 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, leading the way for COC. Natalie Satamian with 6 points for the Cougars, along with Hannah Tolentino. Towson with 5, Robinson with 5, and Faye Bless with 2. For the Panthers, 13 for Grace Estrada with a rebound and 1 assist. 5 points for Megan Cooper, 3 for Alyssa Gutierrez, 2 for Brianna Martinez, and those are the only Panthers that have scored as we go to work in the second half. Cougars attacking to our right here in this second half in those white uniforms. Blue shoulders, yellow stripe across the chest, and blue pants. Chaffey all black from top to bottom. So Cougars get it inside to Robinson. She got it blocked, but it was a foul called as some second help from Chaffey is what drew the foul. And so Robinson will get to the line for the first time today. Or sorry, for the second time today, Maya Robinson 1 for 1 from the foul line. Cougars have not shot well from 3, but have done a good job from the free throw line. Now 6 of 7 so far in the ball game. Lead now up to 12. Make it 13. 36-23, Cougars out in front. Martinez will bring it ahead for Chaffey. She'll send it over to Estrada, who so far has led the way with 13 points. With to be expected from Estrada, who is averaging 9.7 so far this year. Her season high 14 against East LA. The Cougars get a rebound. Robinson runs the floor back the other way ahead of the pack and lays it in. So 4 points to start for Robinson. She's now up to 9, and the Cougars with 38-23 advantage. They'll swing it over, or Chaffey will swing it over to Cooper, drives to the block, tosses it inside. Avey falling away will put it in. The Panthers get their first bucket here in the second half. Here's Monique Fabless, been quiet so far today. Just 2 points, dumped it off to Towson, tried to zip it inside to Saloom. She couldn't handle the pass. Panthers with an outlet back the other way. Good challenge coming back by Satamian, and she makes Brianna Martinez miss. So the Cougars get a defensive stop after a turnover, just the second turnover of the ball game on COC. They go back to work on the offensive side. Robinson over to Towson, will step back for a deep 3, and she got it. Towson with her second 3 of the ball game. She's got 6 now. Excuse me, she's got 8 now, and the Cougars with a 41-25 advantage. COC last year averaged 69.5 points per game. That was 18th best in the state. They were 9th best in the state from 3. As a reverse layup from Martinez, no good, but Cooper with a follow-up rebound is good. So you know that's something they'll want to clean up. Cougars shot 31% from 3 last year. Today, just 2 of 17 so far. As Satamian finally gets one to fall. Satamian, who's put up a lot of 3s today, that's her 7th, but just her first one to fall. And a timeout on the floor by Chaffey. The Cougars take a 44-27 advantage over the Panthers. After that 3 from Natalie Satamian, you'll take it any way you can get it from COC as they finally get a 3-pointer to fall. Well, if you're interested in sponsoring COC Athletics, we have a number of sponsorship opportunities available to you. Could be a signature sign at one of our amazing venues here, like the Cougar Cage, or commercial on the Cougar Sports Networks. COC Athletics has something to fit your needs. For more information, and contact COC Athletics Department at 661-362-3491. Always looking for new sponsors to help us out. We'd appreciate it. Help us keep bringing the live streams to you next year and for years to come. As the Cougars 44-27 lead. A good start for COC here in the third quarter. 10-4 run to open up. Cooper stops her dribble. Foul going to be called against Faye Bless. Going to be the second on Faye Bless. So 17-point advantage here for COC. Lightfoot with the basketball for Chaffey. Got it back to Estrada, who wanted to drive. Kicked it back over. Cooper a three, no good. Partially blocked. Saloom comes down with the basketball. Outlets to Satamian, ahead to Faye Bless. Faye Bless working into the interior. Turns around, takes a jumper, knocks it down from about 15. Second bucket of the day for Monique Faye Bless. She's now got 4. The Cougars getting everybody involved so far in the game. Only Washington, the only scorer or only player for COC who has not scored. Faye Bless picks up another foul. Going to be her third, and now you got to think, is she going to come off the floor here with 6:53 to go in this third quarter? Swissmath going to get Tolentino up off the bench. Faye Bless not happy about the foul, walked all the way back across the floor. She'll actually come out after that nice bucket. We'll bring in Tolentino to take over. So Faye Bless will get a nice long spell here with 3 fouls. Martinez at the foul line, 41%. Makes the first. Martinez 0 for 4 from 3 today. That's her first foul shot of the day. 16-point advantage for the Cougars. She's going to try and make it 15, and Martinez does. So Brianna Martinez now with 5. 46-29, Cougars out in front. 6:50 to go here in the third. Cougars back to work. Good pass. Towson inside. Robinson, 2 big strides to the basket, puts it off the glass and in. Robinson now in double figures. She's got 11 and leads all scorers on the floor. Saloom going to be called for a foul on Avey. Had her hands on her back. That'll be the third for Lulu Saloom. And that, I would imagine, gets her off the floor here soon. So the Cougars in a little bit of foul trouble early in this third quarter. Saloom will stay on for now. Estrada trying to work against Towson. Good defense by Towson to stay with her. Got a hand in the face, forced the miss. Saloom pulls down the board, her 17th of the ball game. 6:10, the Cougars will work back up the floor, leading 48-29, trying to make it a 20-point game. Satamian's 3 short. Tolentino, reverse layup off the miss is good. 21-point advantage for the Cougars, 50-29. And a timeout called by Chaffey with 5:53. We'll take the break as well. Cougars rolling here in the third quarter, 50-29 on the Cougar Sports Network.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Cougars 50-29 over Chaffey here in the third quarter. 5:53 to go. Good start to the third quarter for COC. Off to a 16-6 open. First 5 minutes. Can't ask for anything more really from the Cougars. Their first game of the year. Have done a nice job getting themselves out in front. So go back to work on, or Chaffey will go back to work. Cooper, a deep three, does not fall. Cougars able to come away with it and work back up the floor. Towson taking her time, stopped her dribble, needs to throw it ahead. Got it to Washington. Back to Towson. Towson spins away from Martinez. Wanted to throw it to Satamian, had it blocked. Outlet pass to Martinez from Avey. Satamian all the way back up the floor to put pressure on her and takes away what might have been a sure bucket for Martinez. They get it inside to Martinez as the defense sleeping that time, and she gets an easy bucket right back on the other side. So Martinez now with 8. Chaffey out in a full court press, trying to put some pressure on the COC offense. Cougars work it ahead well. Satamian to Tolentino. Up top to Towson, pressured out high by Alvarez. Tried to throw it over. Foul going to be called against the Panthers here, as it's going to go against Alvarez on a reach trying to get to a loose ball as she and Tolentino ran into one another. The Cougars will inbound from just in front of their own bench. See, Chaffey dialing up some more pressure here in this third quarter. Need to get it in, as the Cougars do. Towson got it to Tolentino, over to Robinson. Robinson far away from the basket, drives, dumped it off to Washington. Washington tried for a reverse layup, was blocked by Avey. Washington at the line for COC. Makes them both, so Washington now finds herself on the board. And so every Cougar who's played in the game so far today has scored. COC with a 30 or 21-point advantage. They get a takeaway. Satamian comes up with it. She'll work the ball ahead. Satamian driving right down the middle. Sent it to Robinson. Over to Towson. Puts it on the floor. Spins. Got it back to Robinson. Robinson drives into the paint. And she's going to get called for an offensive foul. Avey, for the third time today, drawing the charge against COC. The 6-foot freshman out of Rialto, Eisenhower High School, has done a nice job down just outside of the restricted area. And she'll check out as Panthers going to make some changes. Gutierrez, Alvarez, Martinez, Estrada, and Cooper on the floor for the Panthers. Cooper, foul line jumper is good. Nice shot from Megan Cooper. She's got 9 now. The Panthers stay in that full court press. Cougars get Natasha Sergic into the game for the first time today. She misses on her first chance. Got stopped on a second opportunity, but the Cougars will keep the basketball as it's out off of Chaffey. Sergic, sophomore out of Santa Clarita. Last year averaged 1.5 points in 4.5 minutes per game. Was not often used. Getting a chance to rotate in here with the Cougars leading by 19. They get it inside to Sergic. Had it tied up underneath the basket. Diving on the floor, Tolentino forces a jump ball. Possession arrow with Chaffey. And it'll change the arrow back to the Cougars after the inbound play, but good hustle by COC. Tolentino, a freshman out of St. Genevieve High School, 5'4" guard. Has shown some hustle here so far today as the Cougars leading by 19. You like the mix so far for COC. Panthers driving with 7. Martinez, a wild shot, no good. Tolentino, the offensive board. Had her dribble stopped by the pressure from Chaffey. Cougars pass it out of the full court press. Got it to Towson. Over Satamian. Steps into a 3, and she got it. And Satamian now starting to find her stroke. Second 3 of the ball game for her. She's in double figures and leads the way with 12 for COC. 55-33, 22-point lead. Cougars have stretched it out here in this third quarter, thanks in part to a 21-10 run. Three-pointer from Estrada, no good. Offensive board for Martinez, sent it back towards Estrada, picked off by Towson. A breakaway for April Towson. She'll lay it off the glass smartly and in. And the Cougars get another bucket, turning defense into offense. As Towson now in double figures, 4 Cougars in double figures in the ball game. Satamian with 12, Robinson with 11, Towson and Saloom both with 10. And the Cougars nearly get another takeaway. Estrada trying to drive, stops up just inside the foul line, was halfway down the bucket but came out. The Cougars get the defensive rebound as Satamian will bring it back the other way. Just her second board of the day. Towson over Satamian. Can she make it 3? Yes, she can. Third 3 for Satamian. Give her 15 in the ball game. And the Cougars have stretched the lead to 60-33. Make it 27 points for COC. As the offense finding their stroke, Estrada backs off the Cougar defense, misses. Cooper offensive board, no. Rebound finds its way towards Tolentino after it went through Washington's legs off of Sergek. And the Cougars able to pick it up and walk it back the other way with 1:20 to go here in the third quarter. Towson going to be called for a 10-second violation. And that's indeed what it is. Towson going to come off the floor. That'll get Emma Garcia a chance to come into the ball game. Felt like it might be an intentional 10-second violation on COC to get some subs in, or at least get Garcia in, get Towson off the floor. So we'll see Emma Garcia, the freshman out of Canyon High School, for the first time today. Estrada trying to drive against Tolentino, threw a wild shot off the glass that didn't fall. Lightfoot the putback and the foul. Foul called against Washington. Lightfoot gets her first bucket of the day. So a 25-point lead. Three-point play complete. $60 to go here in the third quarter. Tolentino catches out high. We'll send it over to Satamian. Into the corner to Garcia for 3. Too much on it. Rebound by Sergic. Good hustle. Got it to Tolentino. Her shot off the glass doesn't fall. Cougars able to pick up the rebound, though. Sergic draws the foul. She'll get to the line. Good hustle by COC. This mix of first, second, and third unit players for the Cougars doing a nice job as Natasha Sergic will get to the line. Shot 33% from the line last year. First of 2 is short. Second 2 strong, so short adjustment, strong adjustment. 0 for 2 at the line. Panthers back to work offensively. Lightfoot spins around Washington, didn't get it to fall. Washington and Cooper run into one another on the rebound. It goes out off of Washington, so it'll stay with Chaffey. Shot clock off with 27.3 to go here in the third quarter. Cooper. Off the glass and good. Cooper finds another one, making Cooper now with 11. Panthers have closed the gap just a touch here, but it's still a 22-point advantage for COC. Three-pointer Garcia is good. Emma Garcia gets her first point in collegiate basketball. A three-pointer for the freshman, and COC will take a 63-38 lead into the fourth quarter. We'll take a timeout.
The future is yours, so let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit. 0 textbook cost class options and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
(63-38) Canyons out in front. Cougars have come alive here in the third. Go to work offensively to start the fourth. Garcia turns into a three. Made it short. Got her own rebound, though. Sent it out towards Washington. It'll stay with COC. Good hustle that time by the freshman. Gets some cheers from the Canyons bench. Cougars will go back to work. So get it in out high. Garcia, a deep three from 24, no good. Sergic pulls down the offensive board. Wants to try and put it back. Instead tried to throw it out to a teammate. Deflected by Chaffey, picked up by Estrada. And the Cougars just need to back off into a defensive posture. Leading 63-38. It's been a good start to the John Wismath era. Satamian gets a tie-up. Sergic was there to help. Out off of COC as Lightfoot was trying to put it back. Cougars have found their rhythm from three, 6 of 24 from three. And you really got to like the amount of shot attempts for the Cougars. Maybe not necessarily the numbers, shooting 39.3%, 24 of 61 from the floor, but they've worked 24 three-pointers in the ball game. You think if some of those start to fall as the season continues on and the efficiency gets a lot better for COC, they're going to be a very tough team to contend with this year in not only the Western States Conference South, but the entire 3C2A. You talk about 61 opportunities through 3 quarters, doing a good job getting offensive boards. And they're doing a good job of getting stops too. Chaffey just 15 of 50 so far in the ball game, making 15 of 51 now. The defense has been there. Timeout called by John Wismath. 8:34 to go. COC out in front. And a 30-second timeout. Remember, folks, if you'd like to sponsor the Cougar Sports Network or any of COC's wonderful athletics programs, make sure you give a phone call, 661-362-3491. Can help you find a banner here at the Cougar Cage or at Cougar Stadium, even the Cougar Soccer Facility and the Cougar Baseball and Softball facilities. Commercial or a live read here on the Cougar Sports Network. Help us keep the lights on. Cameras rolling. Love to help you out. Online business, local business, doesn't matter. We've got something for you. We'll figure it out. So go back to work. 63-38 COC out in front. And with the basketball out of the timeout, Garcia wanting to bring it in. We'll get it to Tolentino. Tolentino, the freshman out of St. Genevieve, and the Cougars going to be called for a 10-second violation as they didn't get the ball over the timeline in time. They only had a couple of seconds to get it in off the inbound. And Chan Lowry, Elena Garcia, and John Wismath, the coaching staff on the bench, all saying, hey, we gotta be careful on that. Gotta know what the time is. Look down the bench. Cougars get another takeaway, though. 14th turnover in the ball game on Chaffey. Cougars have only turned it over 4 times. Have done a good job of taking care of the basketball. Tolentino, little floater from the lane, doesn't fall. Outlet pass ahead from Avey to Estrada. Sends it to Cooper, off the glass and good. And Megan Cooper in transition now has 13. Her and Grace Estrada leading the way for Chaffey. 23-point advantage for COC. Cougars have Isabella Barragan into the game for the first time today as well. So everybody has found the floor today for COC. Tolentino, a jumper from about 20 didn't go. Navy finds the outlet. They tried to get it ahead to Cooper. Cooper now working against Barragan, puts it off the glass, no good. Tie up down low, possession Chaffey. Sergic there trying to fight for it. Alyssa Gutierrez back into the game for Chaffey. So the Cougars have got everybody in here in this first game, leading by 23. Gutierrez down to Estrada, puts up a 3 from the corner, it's good. Closes it to a 20-point advantage. First 3 in a while for Chaffey. Third 3 of the ball game for Estrada. Here's Barragan driving, got it over to Sergic. Sergic put it on the floor, wanted to get it out to Garcia, swatted away by Estrada, and substitutions coming in for COC. The starting lineup back on the floor for the Cougars, 6:53 to go. So Fabless, Satamian, Saloom, Robinson, and Towson all back out on the floor for College of the Canyons. Got some run for some of the younger players. Sergic, Washington, Garcia all got a chance to go in. Barragan as well. So the Cougars get it down low. Robinson had it partially blocked trying to get it to the basket. That was a great pass from Saloom. The Cougars just couldn't finish it off. Cougars get a takeaway. Fabless wanted to go behind the back, little trickery on the pass. It bounced over to Robinson. Saloom picked up the rebound off the miss, and then Fabless off the nice pass from Saloom falling out of bounds, hits a jumper. Fabless now is 6. Cougars get another takeaway. 16 turnovers in the ball game on Chaffey. There's Fabless working one-on-one with Cooper. Spins away from her, drives into the paint. Teardrop floater off the glass and good. A 4-point advantage for the Cougars. 5:30 to go here in the ball game. COC cruising here in the second half. Estrada's jumper no good. Cooper the offensive board. Back to Estrada, 26-foot 3 that doesn't fall. Fabless able to get the rebound deep in the corner, runs it ahead. Has Saloom cutting towards the basket. Instead will spin it back out. Puts it inside to Saloom with the block. Works with the left, puts it up with the right, knocks it down. Saloom her first bucket in the second half. She's now got 12. The Cougars stretching the lead even further. Lightfoot working against Saloom. Got around her, couldn't get it to fall. Saloom give her 19 rebounds now in the ball game. Towson will bring it ahead. Fabless working against Martinez. Satamian on the wing. Up top to Fabless, over to Saloom. Saloom wanting to drive, stops and pops from the block, no good. Board for Estrada. Thrown ahead to Cooper. Cooper puts it in. Breaks a little run for COC. Cougars outscoring Chaffey 29-15 in the third. Panthers outscoring the Cougars right now 7-6 in the fourth. Robinson had 3 chances, didn't get it to fall. No fouls called. We continue on. Panthers turn it over, and the Cougars will get it right back with 3:53. Cougars 35 points in the second half. They had just 34 in the first half. 3 for Towson is good. Towson now leading the way for COC with 16. Scratch that. Second on the team with 13. Satamian still out in front with 15. Robinson another rebound. Robinson now in double figures in boards and has a double-double in the ballgame. So both Robinson and Saloom with double-doubles. Towson now with 16 leads the way for the Cougars, as that's her 4th 3 of the ballgame. 75-45, a 30-point lead, a timeout on the floor. 3:12 to go, the Cougars leading, and we'll take a break.
The future is yours. So let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit. 0 textbook cost class options and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
$75-45, Cougars leading Chaffey here in the 4th, 3:12 to go. The starters coming alive in the 3rd and the 4th quarter for COC. Towson, 4 of 7 from 3 for 16 points. Satamian, 3 of 11 for 3 with 15 points in the ballgame. Saloom with 12. Robinson with 11, both of them with double-doubles as Saloom 12 and 19 in the ballgame. Robinson 11 and 10. Fabless with 8, approaching double figures. Tolentino approaching double figures with 8 as well. For Chaffey, Estrada and Cooper have led the way with 16 and 15. It's been all COC in the second half. Cougars 8 of 27 from 3, 29 of 77 from the floor. Estrada give her 18 as she gets to the bucket and puts it in. Inside of 3 minutes to go. So barring an epic meltdown, the Cougars should get their first win of the year. John Wismath will get his first win as the head basketball coach. Get his ladies off to a nice start. Saloom stops and pops, didn't get it to roll. Got her own rebound running through the paint. Gives Saloom 20 rebounds in the ball game. Good pass from Satamian inside to Robinson, who lost the basketball. Diving, tying it up. Possession arrow COC. The Cougars will keep the ball. Saloom, you talk about 20 rebounds in the ball game. Last year, 24 games with 10 or more rebounds. We'd have to look at the numbers. Her season high was 24 rebounds against East Los Angeles in December of last year. You got to figure with her and Robinson on the inside as the Cougars will check the starters out. Second and third units on the floor. As Barragan will work with the basketball, trying to drive. Kicked it out to Washington. Washington drives towards the paint, lost it, got it back. 5 to shoot, tried to spin it inside, turned it over. Chaffey will throw it back the other way. Breakaway for Brianna Martinez, who will lay it off the glass and in. Tolentino, who's a bucket away from double figures, will play it ahead. Barragan, who hasn't scored so far today, wanted to get it over to Garcia. Went off a foot of the Panthers and out of play, and it'll stay with COC. Only Sergic and Barragan have not scored for the Cougars today. Everybody else has found the stat sheet. Washington, 18-footer is good. Jasmine Washington with 4 now. And you like to see it. You like to see the second and the third units come alive. If you're COC, Tolentino gets it takeaway. She'll run it back up the floor. Tried to drive, tried to draw the foul, could not. Didn't establish herself back in bounds. And it'll be Chaffey basketball. 1:19 to go. Cougars well out in front. 28-point lead, cruising to a victory today. And pass trying to feed in, knocked away by COC. And then a foul down low going to be called against the Cougars here. I think it's going to go against Sergic. Second foul on Sergic. Chaffey will bring it in. Estrada, a little jumper from inside the foul line, no good. Washington pulls down the board. Tolentino needs to bring it ahead. Full court pressure from Martinez. Has 2 seconds to get it across the timeline and does. Sent it over. Barragon picked it off as she was trying to get it over to Washington. Now Washington in the corner. Swung it out towards Garcia. Taken away by Estrada. Partially stripped, but fell its way to Martinez. She got it over to Alvarez. Trying to throw it inside. Picked off by Garcia. Shot clock is off. Cougars can break the timeline, dribble it out. Instead, they'll throw it ahead to Washington. Drives, lays, no. Sergic put back, good. Sergic finds her first bucket of the ball game with 12.9. So everybody but Isabella Barragon on the score sheet today for COC. They'll take the victory. It's just a matter of the final score. 4 seconds to go for Chaffey. Estrada will put one final shot up. Knocks it down with 0.1 to go. The Cougars just need to inbound it. They'll take it 79-51. A good win for COC. We're going to have to wait one more play. Isabella Barragon was just throwing it in and hit the backboard, so it's a turnover. I'm sure John Wismath will have something to say about that later. And that'll do it for the ball game. 79-51. Cougars take the win. A good performance for COC in their home opener. John Wismath picks up his first win as the head coach for the Cougars. They get good performances out of the starters. 4 different Cougars in double figures in the ball game, as they win 79-51 over Chaffey. That'll do it for us here on the Cougar Sports Network. We thank you for joining us as always. We'll see you tomorrow. Volleyball back in action. The Cougars going back to work on the volleyball floor, trying to come away with another win. Already have won the Western States Conference South, trying to make it a perfect season. Taking on West LA. We'll see you tomorrow.